Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Malcolm Flex TV, live in the building. Wanted to talk about this whole Dr. King situation. I apologize for my absence. Your brother just been on the grind trying to get to Savior's Day. Trying to be able to see our dear beloved, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in Chicago live in person once again. I haven't missed a Savior's Day since I've been in the Nation of Islam, and I just thank Allah for allowing me the opportunity to be able to make another Savior's Day this year, next month. I believe on February 17th is Savior's Day. So Assalamu alaikum and happy Savior's Day to all the believers in the Nation of Islam. Peace and blessings to the brothers and sisters that are in the chat rooms. Okay? And I just wanted to talk about a very important topic, and I wanted to get some of the viewers' thoughts and opinions on this whole Dr. Martin Luther King assassination. There has been some interesting information that has been presented by a man named Dr. William Pepper. Okay, his name is Dr. William Pepper. Now, I haven't had a chance to purchase his book yet, so I'm about to go on Amazon and purchase his book. But he has a lot of startling information with a lot of details. I didn't get a chance to watch Brother Ben X's video about it. Shout out to Brother Ben X. Shout out to Fly Nubian Queen. Shout out to Nettercat. Shout out to the Information Man Show. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters. And let me also give a shout out to the brothers and sisters in the chat room, to Brother Brian X. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Brother Damian Ramirez. Peace, beloved. You know what I'm saying? And shout if I failed to mention you, please forgive me. Charge it to my head and not to my heart. But I always want to go and support black platforms and brown platforms. You know what I'm saying? To my black and brown brothers and sisters who are conscious in this conscious community. But, there was a lot of startling information that Dr. William Pepper revealed in the assassination with our dear brother Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he stated that the mafia were in cahoots with the FBI, the head of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, and in the plot to assassinate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay? And what Dr. William Pepper is alleging is that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. he didn't die from the gunshot wound. He simply stated that when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was shot by a sniper, that he was still alive. And what Dr. William Pepper is saying is that if that first shot would have missed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that there were other snipers there to cover down and to make sure they had got a shot on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. if the first shot didn't do it. Peace to my sister, Dr. M.R. Marole. That's my sister right there. Shout outs to you, family. Sister always showing her love and support. She want to be Miss Riza Islam. She already made it known. Let that be clear, But yeah. So they had snipers They had snipers on the brother. And according to William Pepper, there were people in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s camp who set him up, who knew what was going to happen the day that his assassination took place. Now, for the sake of to save you all, to disabuse you all, I won't name drop anybody who that was black that was in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s camp, just for the sake of I haven't read the book yet. Okay, so once I actually purchase his book and read it, and I will share what I read with some of you all. Walaikum salam, brother JB Omega. How's my brother doing? Yes, sir. Yeah, and so basically they have snipers to kill and murder our brother. But what Dr. Pepper is saying is that when they got to the hospital, that the mob boss, who was, I'm doing fine, beloved, the mob boss that was involved, what he wanted to, he told the doctors and them, look, if he don't die, bring him to this hospital so we can make sure that he's dead. Okay? So what they did is they took Dr. King to a hospital, and as the surgeons was working on our brother to try to keep him alive, the chief of surgery, according to Dr. Pepper, came in the room, kicked everybody out of the hospital room and said, let that nigga die. Okay? Now, I mean, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught his followers that you can't fathom the depths of Satan. So I don't think that is something that's beyond these white folks. You know what I'm saying? So he walked in and said, let that nigga die. And that's around the time of civil rights, where these crackers was openly racist. Okay? So when they kicked everybody out of the room. So the son of the mob boss said that he overheard most of the conversation that was taking place. And he said that he saw the surgeon and, you know, these people spit on the body of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And then they took a pillow and smothered our brother to death. Think about that. Think about the anger that brothers and sisters have if we knew this to be the absolute truth. Okay? Think about that. When Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, over 40 cities erupted and rioted based on what happened to our dear brother. And although Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught about nonviolence, okay? Now, although he talked about nonviolence, but the enemy still murdered a brother who preached nonviolence, and over 40 cities in the black community erupted in riots. Okay? So eventually there was some violent activity taking place, you know what I'm saying, after the brother was assassinated. People want to preach nonviolence toward the enemy who don't care nothing about that. And the enemy is so wicked that once he see a sign of weakness, once he see that you're not going to do anything back to him, he can attack you and you won't attack back, he's going to take it a step even further. This is the type of beast that we are dealing with. See? But when you take on the Malcolm X approach Okay? They want to know, are you going to be violent? You know what I'm saying? Are you preaching violence? Are you preaching hate? Okay? They want to see what angle you coming from. All praise due to Allah, brother Realize. Shout out to you, family. Yeah, your brother, hey, thank you. Your brother just grinding, you know what I'm saying? Your brother been going hard in the paint. Last week, your brother did 16 days straight, just all grinding. Okay? Took a day off Sunday, hit the mosque, you know what I'm saying? Was able to congregate with the believers. And I'm back on the grind again. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on till tomorrow. And then I got Sunday off. I'll be at the mosque again Sunday. And then I'm back on the grind again, you know. Got to make sure everything taken care of. You feel me? Your brother ain't got a super chat. You feel me? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? You know. And so we got to grind. We got to get this money. You know what I'm saying? We got to make it. It's a tool. You know what I'm saying, to help us get through this life. So your brother has just been grinding. But after Savior's Day, I'm gonna have a lecture series lined up for the brothers and sisters, okay? But I'm just going extra hard right now on the grind. But I had to stop and do a video on this because we need to see something. It's something that we need to really pay attention to. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that we need to have our own. We need separation from this enemy. We need our own hospitals. Okay? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, before the brother made his departure, he wanted a hospital. Okay? The brother wanted a hospital. Why? Because as we go back to this story, family, we go back to the story, according to Dr. Pepper, he said that they smothered the enemy. These doctors smothered our dear brother and suffocated him to death. Okay? They said that he didn't die from the actual gunshot wound. Okay? He died because they killed our brother in the hospital. And the first things that came to my mind when I heard this information, and I knew that it might have some truth to it, because when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was in Mercy Hospital in 1975, one of his son Rasul Muhammad, said that the way the doctors approached the whole situation when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was in the condition that he was in, he said that, you know, the doctors basically was like, you know, they didn't really care what happened to the messenger and wanted the messenger to die. These were Jewish doctors. They wanted the messenger to die. They didn't really do anything to help the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay, before he made his departure. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had a bad encounter at the doctor. These doctors, these Jewish doctors, tried to assassinate the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in a hospital. Okay, but his daughter saved him. She was, I believe she was either one of his daughters, I believe she's either a doctor or a nurse. And she saved him because at the hospital, okay, the brother, they found out the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was diagnosed with cancer, okay, and they gave the brother radiated seeds, right? And they put it in, I believe, in his stomach. He had some form of cancer, and they put it in his stomach, and it was radiated seeds. And they put too many of them at a high radiated amount to where it almost killed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan died 3 times and came back. Okay, I'm going to get to your question, Brother Brian X, in a second. The brother died 3 times and came back. Okay, they tried to kill the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? They even had a cartoon. You know, like when you used to read the newspapers, they had the funny section, you know, the little cartoon section. Okay, they had one of them of the minister, right, in a hospital bed with 2 Jewish doctors right there, right? And they said that this man has a cancer and we must cut it out. Okay? They said this man has a cancer, we must cut it out. And it had a few lines going across his neck, going across the minister's neck in a cartoon, in the funnies, basically saying we need to cut his head off. His head or his mouth is the cancer that we need to cut out. Okay? So this is when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan knew that there was a plot to assassinate him. Okay? They tried to assassinate the brother in the hospital. And even the Supreme Captain, Brother Mustafa, said, man, if my father die in this hospital, he will not be the only one. There's a clip, if I do another video, I'm going to come back and bring the clip. So it's something about these hospitals that it is not safe for, I can say, black people, but it's not safe for powerful, well-known black people, celebrities, and people who have some type of fame or power or notoriety. These hospitals are not safe. Prime example, when our brother brother Michael Jackson was still alive. Okay? Michael believed that there were some people trying to kill him. Okay? And he wouldn't accept any food. He wouldn't accept anything to drink. Okay? From nobody. Brother Michael Jackson thought that somebody was really out to kill him. So he wasn't eating, he wasn't drinking at all. So he called our late and great brother Dick Gregory to come see him. And brother Dick Gregory went to go see him and saw the condition that Michael Jackson was in, and was like, man, you know, bruh, we got to get you to a hospital. But Michael Jackson was so paranoid that he was scared to go to a hospital because he believed that whoever was trying to kill him had enough power to do it at a hospital. So brother Michael Jackson and brother Dick Gregory both agreed to go to a hospital outside of LA, and Dick Gregory took him to a hospital in San Francisco. Okay? And the doctor that was in San Francisco told Dick Gregory and Michael Jackson that because he was suffering from a high level of dehydration, that he wouldn't have survived. He said within 6 hours, he would have been dead. If they didn't rush him to the hospital within 6 hours, 6 more hours, or something like that, 6 to 12 more hours, the brother would have been dead. Okay? So, yes, our dear sister said it's influence. So who are these people, who are these individuals have that kind of influence on the people that are working in the medical fields to where you can't even trust these devils? You can't even trust these devils in these hospitals. And this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted a hospital. This why he wants us to separate from this enemy. Ain't no telling the lengths and bounds that he is willing to go just to murder the truth. Okay? So I'm not surprised in the least. I'm heartbroken to hear that this possibly happened to our dear brother, Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm heartbroken to hear that, but I'm not surprised of this enemy because he tried it with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They tried it with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And they tried it with Michael Jackson. And ain't no telling who else that was influential that could have survived certain things and end up dying at a hospital. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West's mother was one of them. Okay? I'm going to read brother's comment, brother Brian X, on the show. Brother asks, what you think about James Earl Ray being a fall guy for the FBI? Memphis Police Department in Tennessee, also his connection to these groups. Yes, sir. According to Dr. Well, the man's name is William Pepper, so Dr. Pepper. According to Dr. William Pepper, you know, James Earl Ray was a small-time criminal, okay? And they used him because he had a criminal background to find somebody to pin the assassination on. So, according to him, he said that that the son, who was the son of the leader of the mafia at that time, right? They paid the prison warden $25,000 to allow James Earl Ray to escape from prison. And he said when he escaped from prison, he went and hid in Canada for a while, and he met a man by the name of Raul. Okay? And Raul was really, according to him, was an agent. Okay, who set James Earl Ray up to be the fall guy. Okay, but when the actual assassination took place, okay, they said a man by the name of Buddy Butler. He was a taxi cab driver. And Buddy Butler stated that right after the shooting, he saw a man running and fleeing into a police car. Okay? So when he ran and guy ran and jumped in the police car and got away, Buddy Butler reported it to his dispatcher, and he also told another cab driver what he saw. And the day after he made the report, they said that Buddy Butler fell to his death. His car went off the road or something like that, and he fell to his death. Okay? He was killed a day after the assassination. Okay? So, my thoughts of James Earl Ray being a fall guy, I don't doubt it. You know what I'm saying? You got Sirhan in the assassination of Robert Kennedy, and then you got Lee Harvey Oswald, who was also another fall guy in the assassination of JFK. You know what I'm saying? And the plot gets deep. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us you can't fathom the depths of Satan. Okay? So we don't know how far the enemy is willing to go. We don't necessarily know, we don't necessarily understand how far his thinking is when he is plotting and planning on doing something so diabolical, like 9/11. You know what I'm saying? You can Google 9/11 or YouTube 9/11, and you're going to see people talking about Twin Towers being blown up years and maybe even decades before 9/11 took place. All in Simpsons cartoons and all type of weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is the thinking, and this is the mind of Satan. And that's why we need to separate from this enemy, because he's always plotting, planning, coming up with all type of wicked machinations, man. I'm going to read one of the comments. Sister Dr. Morole said, Kanye's mom, Dr. Donda West, I believe she was a professor of English at Chicago State University. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I've also heard the same thing as well. You know, and how she died, I believe she died like a surgery gone bad. And Kanye West said, you know, that he felt that if he never moved to LA, that would have never happened. You know, but I mean, you know, people talk about Illuminati sacrifices. Man, I had a conversation with Carl Kanai one night, because, you know, I do security for the brother. And we talked about that. You know what I mean? We talked about that. You know, sacrifices. And I asked him, Carl Kanai, like, you know, do you believe this goes on in Hollywood? And he himself believed that, yeah, it's definitely a possibility that these type of rituals take place in Hollywood. You know? But, yeah, you know, just to get back on the topic, man, of our dear brother, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., as I stated earlier, that, you know, over 40 cities or black communities erupted and rioted after our brother was assassinated. Okay? This brother was a very powerful and influential brother. Okay? And all people want to do is limit this brother to I have a dream speech. Okay? But they never teach you about the last 2 years of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. They never teach you that he met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay? And before he was assassinated, the night before he was assassinated, he said he wanted to talk black. He wanted to get the language right. Okay? He said, he repeated it, but he told Harry Belafonte and other reporters that he believed that his dream turned into a nightmare. This is Dr. King, y'all. This is the man that people want to shove down your throat and teach, you know, I have a dream that little white babies can hold the hands of little black babies. See, that's the only part of Dr. King's legacy that we are willing to repeat. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to be close to white people. So that's all we talk about. Okay? But we don't talk about how the Jews considered him. These so-called Jews considered a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the man who preached nonviolence, called that brother anti-Semitic. I mean, this brother ain't nowhere near a Louis Farrakhan. And he donned the title of being anti-Semitic. All because the brother exposed the Jewish community of extorting black people at that time because they were charging black people more rent or mortgage for living in a house or an apartment that was a shabby, run-down place, and they was charging their white brothers less money for better, up-to-date, more modern, more nice looking apartments and houses. So they was whooping and beating black folks across the head with rent prices and mortgage prices for little run-down apartments. But they was giving the white folks the best apartments for less money that black people was paying for their apartments that was ran down. So Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made a note of this, and he put it in his speeches, and he was exposing them. But he ain't never went out and said, you know, let's go and do something to him about it. He said, man, let's protest, because that's what the brother was. He was a protester. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a marcher. Okay? That's, you know, and even when he did his protests, even when the brother did his marches, he was still met with opposition, although he preached nonviolence. He was still attacked, you know what I'm saying, by disgruntled white people, police officers, police dogs, you know what I'm saying, German shepherds, you know what I'm saying? A man, and he was preaching and protesting nonviolence. This is the treatment that the brother got. He was called anti-Semitic just for saying, man, how y'all gonna charge us more money for some ran-down apartments, but you charge other white people less money for better apartments? You know, and he was considered anti-Semitic for that. Walaikum salam, Brother Ricky. Good to see you, family. Yeah. So this brother, like I'm saying, this brother wasn't even considered nowhere near Louis Farrakhan. But when the brother met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he began to see everything for what it was. And he went from a I love everybody position into a black position. You know what I'm saying? So he felt that when the garbage workers weren't getting paid sufficient wages to take care of their families and they were getting treated with injustice, he said, well, since my people are hurting, my brothers and sisters in the garbage industry hurting, because that's what he did. Any black people in any situation who receive any injustice, he would go and visit their cities, and they will march and they will protest just to be recognized by the government, by the country. This is what Dr. Martin Luther King did. Walaikum salam, Brother Savior Righteous, my brothers in the house. Brother Sheldon. Yeah, so this is what the brother did. This is how the Rosa Parks situation blew up the way it did. You know what I'm saying? The sister was sitting at the front of the bus because she just got off work. She was tired. She was exhausted. Okay? She didn't feel like going in back of the bus. Okay? White folks was looking at the sister with these words, how dare you, nigger, sit in the front when you know you niggers supposed to sit in the back. Okay? So it's because of Sister Rosa Parks that black people no longer have to sit in back of the bus. And he was the brother that said, I'm finna go where the sister is and we gonna push this issue, man, because we tired of our people getting treated unjust. This is what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., this is his work. This is what he did. He was a protester. He was a marcher. But at the end of his life, you know what I'm saying? The last 2 years, when even, like I said, with the garbage workers, you know what I'm saying? When they were being treated unjust, the brother said, you know what? We got to redistribute the pain. Okay? He said, we got to redistribute the pain. Since these people will not give us justice, and mind you, this was after the March on Washington with the I Have a Dream speech. He said, since these people don't want to give us justice, then we're going to redistribute the pain, and we ain't going to spend no money with their businesses. We're going to spend all our money with black businesses only. Okay? See? But what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan wanted to do the same thing and resurrect that same mentality, because here it is, 50, 60 years later, you have still not received no type of reparations. You know what I'm saying? You have not received anything from the government, although many other people have received some form of reparations. All you got was welfare, a liquor store, you know what I'm saying, a 40 ounce and a pit bull. That's all black people got. So the minister, even the minister, saw what Dr. King did and said, let's redistribute the pain. But Negroes can't even go, you know what I'm saying, without spending any money with the enemy. You know what I'm saying? This is what Dr. King was pushing. He said, I believe that my dream turned into a nightmare. And I believe that I have integrated my people into a burning house. Okay? Why would the man who was preaching love everybody, he was preaching, I want to see little white babies holding hands with little black babies, all of a sudden come out and he's starting to teach that he believed that he helped integrate black people into a burning house? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all praises due to Allah, teaches us, his followers, that integration is a trick. Integration is hypocrisy. Because we can never live among the enemy in peace because he is disagreeable to live with. This man is disagreeable to live with. Why do he keep us out of his social equality? Because when we find out how filthy he is, we will run him from among us. Listen to the supreme wisdom. It said, why does the white man, the colored man, the skunk of the planet Earth, keep us out of his, I just put a little remix on it, but y'all know what I mean. Why does he keep us away from his social equality? Because when we find out how filthy he is, we will run him from among us. Huh? Who's the owner of the porn industries? Okay? Who is the one who owns the music industries? Who's the people that's kidnapping people, and who's the biggest rapist on the planet? The child molester. You know what I'm saying? Who are these people that we are among? People practicing witchcraft and all type of crazy stuff. What are we dealing with? See? And as regular black people, as Negroes, we don't know who we dealing with. People get mad at the nation because we take on a strong position with white people. We don't befriend white people. So they call us extreme. I ain't even seen a documentary. Well, I seen things where, yeah, documentary and other stuff where they considered the nation more extreme than the Black Panther Party, although Black Panther Party are the ones who carry weapons. But we are considered more extreme because we don't allow white folks in our meetings. Think about that. It's something about this enemy that we have a comprehensive knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to know that we are dealing with a serpent of the grafted type. We know who we dealing with. See, when we talk about white people, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about the white man, see, we ain't just talking about the man's skin color. Do you hear what I'm saying? Family, we not talking about just the skin color. Okay? We are speaking to the very nature of these people. We know and understand his very nature, and that's why we don't never let none of them get that close to us. Because in the conversation between the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and our dear brother Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., reportedly the question was asked by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, according to what the messenger said. Dr. King asked him, he said, "Do you believe that all white people are the devil?" And according to the messenger, he said that you have a garden snake, okay? He doesn't have fangs, he's not venomous, and he won't bite you. You know what I'm saying? He's harmless, okay? He's a garden snake. He can't kill you, okay? He won't kill you, okay? Then you got a king snake, okay? And he's venomous. You know what I'm saying? He got the fangs. You get too close to him, he gonna bite you. He gonna hit you with the venom, and he'll attack you. He'll kill you, okay? But he said, brother, one thing that you always gotta remember, that a snake will always be a snake. A snake is still a snake, regardless what type of snake he is. It's in his nature to be what he is. See? So when we talk about white people, see, we ain't just talking about the skin. We are talking about the man's nature. Okay? And this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad instructed the minister. He told the minister to stop calling them devils. Because he said that anybody have the ability to be a devil. Okay? Why? Because a devil is one who sins, only affects oneself. But he said that Satan is, he said everybody can't be a Satan. He said anybody can be a devil, but everybody can't be Satan. You know what I'm saying? Because Satan is one who sins not only affects oneself, but it also affects others. Okay? It's like an individual, you know what I'm saying? He may be shooting up heroin. See? This is the devilishment. You know what I'm saying? Dude shooting up heroin, and he's not offering it to nobody. He's only affecting himself. That's devilishment. He's being a devil. But you turn into Satan when you know you're doing something wrong and you are trying to invite somebody else to your sin, to sin with you. So he said everybody has the ability to be a devil, but everybody don't have the ability to be Satan. Okay? So he said to stop calling them the devil and call them Satan, according to the minister of what the messenger told the minister to teach. See? And our brother Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had to wake up from his own dream that he was experiencing. See? Some of us are still dreamers. Some of us are still living in a dream. You know what I'm saying? But 2019, it's time to wake up. You know what I'm saying? This country will never be as good as you want it to be. This government will never be as good as you want it to be. The best thing that this country has, although the people are ignorant as hell, the 85%, the people are the best thing that this country has. Because the government, all that, these FBI, everything is corrupt, is wicked. Don't nobody across the planet, across the globe, hate the American government. Facts. It's not necessarily the people, but it's the policies that are created and implemented by the American government. Here's one to interact with the comments from our viewers, our guests. Sister Dr. Marole said, redistribute the pain. Yes, ma'am. We got to be consistent with that as well. Support black businesses, black and brown businesses only. Brother Savior Righteous said, the enemy is just trying to get the originals to follow him into his hellfire. Yes, sir, beloved, that's correct. Sister said, to make you think that your 400-year-old enemy all of a sudden wanted you to be close to him. Close to him for what? She quoted the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, all praises due to Allah. Brother Brian X stated, and asked the question, that's why in the Supreme Wisdom it asked us, can the devil be reformed? No, sir. The devil cannot be reformed. We got a Sister Sandra. Shout out to Sister Sandra. Salute to you. Walaikum salam, family. Yes, ma'am. Satan is definitely the devil maker. Yes, ma'am. A devil is one who rebels and encourages others to rebel. You know, and that's what's taking place. But see, and a lot of our brothers and sisters don't see, and it's funny because, you know, when you out in the world and we mingle with our people, you know, I try to go among our people like a scientist. You know, I don't necessarily try to just brag about who I am or what I do, but I try to do it in a subtle way and drop teachings on them. And then slowly but surely I reveal to the people who I am, what I do, what I'm a part of, you know, what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to get a feel of who I'm around. You know, kind of like a scientist, you know. I go and gather the as a consensus the thoughts of the people. You know, and when we enter into these conversations, you know, we have a lot of brothers and sisters who don't really see themselves as a nation, as black people. See, we want to include everybody else. I go into these different spaces, some of these workspaces, and our brothers and sisters are so estranged to one another, to other black people, that we open up to others outside of our people and who we are. We open up to other people before we open up to one another. We befriend other people before we befriend one another. And I see this in society. I see this in the workspaces and other places. You know, we are so antisocial when it comes to one another. I see brothers and sisters on the street, and I say, peace, you know, how you doing? You know, and they look at me strange like I got something on my face, look at me crazy. You know, but as soon as they see somebody of another race, they light up. Hey, man, what's going on, my guy? You know? So when we enter into these conversations, a lot of the time, these brothers and sisters are defending white folks. They say, man, you know, I mean, y'all back in the 60s, in the 50s. But brothers and sisters, this white man is the same white man of yesterday today. What has changed about him? Besides the fact that he can hide his racism. See, they was more open about their racism back in the day than they are now. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it better that they hide it and they don't put it out there. Like, nah, I want to know who I'm dealing with. See? When Dr. King and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X and them, when they was coming up, like you knew who was who. See what I mean? You knew who was who. See, and that's the way I like it. You KKK, I want to know that you KKK. You a Nazi, you a skinhead, you know what I'm saying? You a Jew, whatever. I want to know. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to, regardless to who you is, I'm not going to let you get all close up on me like that. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to be buddies. We're not going to take a lunch break together, go get some lunch. We ain't finna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any white friends. Now, I won't say that I won't interact with them and be kind and be respectful to them. You know what I'm saying? And give them the same respect that I would want. You know what I'm saying? That's what a civilized person would do. You know what I'm saying? That's what a person with common sense does. You know what I'm saying? That's what a decent person does. And that's what the Nation of Islam teaches us. Treat people how you want to be treated. It's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have no white folks all in my house. That's just your brother. You know what I'm saying? Just based on the way I was taught, man. I'm not looking at just the skin. I'm looking at the man's nature. You know, he turned hypocrite overnight. Probably faster than overnight. Probably in a couple minutes, they'll flip on you. And I'm just speaking facts. You know. But family, I ain't been on in a minute, man. I just I had to like I said, your brother just been grinding, man. I mean, working, man. Your brother is trying to get my businesses back going. You know, I've seen brothers and sisters, man, doing black business, man. That's what I like. You know what I mean? That's what I like to see, man. Black people doing and brown people doing business with one another. Brother Ben X got shoes coming out, shirt. Like, man, I'm trying to catch up. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to make sure all bills paid, all rent paid. So when I go to Savers Day, when I go to Chicago next month, I can come back with some electricity on, gas on, internet, so I can come and build with y'all on these live streams. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what grown-ups do, you feel me? So I've been working, you know what I'm saying, trying to make sure everything's straight so I can put some money towards the business. And I got some ideas that I want to do on these live streams as far as ways to give back, because too many times we have brothers and sisters who come on these live streams just to get donations and to get stuff. Like, I don't ask you all for nothing. I'll probably drop a link or something, but I don't never press a line because I don't believe in fleecing my viewers, my brothers and my sisters. You know, now if you want to donate, give some charity, all praise due to Allah, can't stop that. But I don't make it a thing to do because I believe in giving back to you all who jump on these videos, like the video, share the video, comment, you spend time with me. So I just want to find ways as your brother to give back. So I have some ideas that I want to implement on my live streams after Savers Day, man. Some dope ideas as ways to give back. And I'm going to incorporate it in my presentation. I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to do at this moment because, you know, I'm still putting together. It's still a clot, okay? But just know that Brother Malcolm Flex TV care about y'all. I love my viewers, man. I love my viewers. Okay? So we got a comment from our sister. She said, yep, That's the difference between yesterday's racism versus today's. It wasn't blatant. It was blatant. Now it's covert. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. But now, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan stated, he said that now that Trump is in office, white folks are beginning to peel back the layer of the onion of white civility. Okay? Now that Trump is in office, white folk are beginning to get more bold. You know what I'm saying? That black man was in office, they was a little quiet, although there were many people who made a lot of racist remarks toward the Obama family. They created memes and pictures of his family being monkeys. And I'm not just talking about no dumb white folks, little nobodies. I'm talking about high level people with influence, people with power, was dragging the Obama family. Okay? But now Trump is in office. Now they're able to be themselves. Because they feel like, okay, like now the black dude gone and he ain't going to do anything for black folks. So now we can just turn all the way up on them because we got a white dude in office who gonna basically condone anything that we do. Because he was the one that called them old alt-right, racist, KKK folks decent people. This is your president. This is President Donald Trump. He called the alt-right and the Nazis decent people. But he called football players who are taking the knee against police brutality sons of bitches. And called Haiti and African countries shithole countries. The same man that's trying to build a wall on the border and shut down the whole government. Okay? Talking about keeping out illegal aliens. Talking about keeping out Muslims. Okay? This is the man. So yeah, there's a lot of arrogant white folks right now that's springing up with the blatant racism, and this is like the situations where you got brothers trying to go to their apartment complexes and white folks following them to their apartment complexes, calling the police on them. Sister gets snatching McDonald's. You got Barbecue Becky, call the police on the brother because he's barbecuing at the park. You got the white girl calling the police on the little girl because she's selling water on the corner. You know what I'm saying? You know, they just feel like, okay, like if I call the police on these black people, eventually some white cops gonna come and shoot and kill them because that's what they want to do, or get them arrested. Why else you calling the police on black people for no reason? It's either you trying to get them shot and killed or you trying to get them locked up. You know what I mean? It's a trip, man. It's a trip. This is what we living in. This is the dream. Or let me reverse that. This is the nightmare that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't see until before his demise. This is the nightmare. We have not, as a people, advanced in this country. Yeah, we made it to the White House, but as a people, think about it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, one man can't rise above the condition of his people. So although our brother Barack Obama was able to reach the pinnacle of success, the brother was able to reach the White House and do an 8-year tenure. And his people are still in hell of a condition. After all that voting that black people went and did at those voting polls, even members in the nation, I even voted. And this is before I even joined the nation. All that voting we did was for nothing. Okay? For nothing. Do anybody honestly believe that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. will be proud of us in 2019? After all that he did, all the work that he put in, you got black people living in a savage, degraded state. We got World Star Hip Hop, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, with us in these hip hop videos, sisters twerking, showing their bodies. They didn't do this during the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Brothers is killing one another. They didn't do this during the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with the drill music and the trap, selling drugs to one another. They didn't do this during the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. getting high off of Xannies, Percocets, lean, mollies, ecstasy, weed. They might have a little weed back then. But we wasn't doing what we was doing in the time of Martin Luther King Jr. Huh? World Star Hip Hop, Black Royal Rumbles, and major fights in the projects between sisters and brothers. And they didn't do this during the time of Martin Luther King Jr. Come on, you think that he would really be proud of us if he was here today? That's not what that brother spent his life, legacy, marching, protesting, teaching, preaching, and even dying for our behalf, for us to be doing what we're doing in 2019? And the Trump administration don't even make it any better, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, and as our sister Sandra D quoted, that Donald Trump, if he became president, he would take us to hell on a rocket ship. See, what the minister was saying was that we are already descending into hell. But because a president like Donald Trump is in office, he is going to send us into hell even faster. Think about that. He didn't say that we wasn't in hell already, and then Donald Trump was going to say, no, we already in hell. In the hells of wilderness of North America. But because the man is in office, he is going to send us, he is going to propel us into hell even faster. This is the minister's words, and we are seeing it play out. Man, it's some powerful stuff. I mean, this is some powerful stuff, man. And to hear what happened to our brother, if what this man is saying is right and exact, 100% true, you know what I'm saying, without a shadow of a doubt. If what this man is saying is true, the question is, what are we going to do? How will we respond? Okay? Now, I'm not telling somebody turn into the trench coat mafia because Malcolm Flex TV said to do so. No. I'm just saying, like, when will we take our situation seriously and we backroom the situation and we really do something substantial for the whole of black people across this nation. Okay? When will we make that decision? You know, because I mean, dang, it took for this information to come out to really spark some conversation. You know, I mean, come on, man. You know, I mean, but like I said, the Dr. King situation, I believe personally that it has some truth to it, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to purchase the book and read it, you know, and but my thing is like, you know, I wonder where does Dr. William Pepper get his sources, and in his book are there actual documents and stuff like that showing? Because if it is, you know, I'm going to do a video presentation on this whole situation and give a breakdown, you know. So when I get this book, I'm going to do a review / presentation live stream for the viewers, man, because I mean, this thing, you know, that by this coming out, this is widespread. Everybody's talking about this right now. Everybody's talking about this, man, and we need black hospitals. We need black restaurants. So everything we need to do, strictly from now on, we need to build up. We need to pull our resources, put our money together. Minister Farrakhan said 5 cents a day. We need to really take this stuff seriously and try to build this economic blueprint and open up hospitals. It's time. You know, but family, you know, if you visiting this channel for the first time, you know, put your thumbs up, put them thumbs up, press that like button, press that subscribe button, family, and if you can, share this video. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like I owe it to my brothers and sisters to do these videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get more back consistent like I was, but your brother just been grinding, man. I've been getting that bag. You know what I'm saying? I got it all 2019. We got to grind. We got to get the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because your brother got goals. You know what I'm saying? Your brother got a vision. And the people without vision will perish. Okay? Your brother got a vision. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? I want to put things, implement things together so I can do for the viewers. Okay? I got some plans and some ideas, you know, so I appreciate all my brothers and sisters for supporting. You know, just be on the lookout. And if you can, go to my comments whenever there's something that you would like for me to touch on, like for me to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Go to one of my videos, leave in the comment section, you know what I'm saying, a subject topic, and inshallah, when I have the time, I'll come up and talk about it. You know, something else is going on in the media that is being crazy is the Chris Brown situation. Brother was allegedly being accused of raping a woman in Paris. Okay, you know, I find it ironic the brother is the youngest artist to ever make a deal to own his own masters. Okay. This brother is a boss now. This brother owns his own masters now, just as Michael did. And I spoke on Michael earlier. Because he owned his own catalog and because he owned half of Sony, the enemy was out to kill Brother Michael. Michael Jackson. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, there was another fall guy involved, and his name is Conrad Murray. He was the fall guy, in my opinion. okay, in the plot to assassinate Michael Jackson. Same thing with Prince. He owned his masters. Okay, then he ended up dead. So I find, and that's what they do. That's what the enemy does. First, he murders or kills or assassinates your character. Then he assassinates you. He wants to make you look bad in the eyes of all your fans, your followers, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then try to kill you or assassinate you because everybody turned their back on you. That's what happened to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. See, when the brother changed his position, many people turned their backs on the brother, even people that were with him. And preachers didn't allow the brother to speak at their churches anymore. At first, when he was first preaching nonviolence, he was able to come into certain churches. But when he changed his position and his stance, okay, people wouldn't let him come to the church and preach. People were turning their backs on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. See? And this is what the enemy wants to do. He's been doing it since the 60s. He did it to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. What make you think he won't do it to these Negroes in 2019? I'll wait. Think about it. He's been using these tactics. These are the same tactics he was using in the 60s. So y'all telling us to come up to modern time, but we're dealing with the same Satan that's been around back then. So now, since his young brother owns his own masters, now they hitting him with rape charges. See? Now they trying to come after Chris Brown. See? This is what they do. One week is Bishop Betty Long. Next week is Bill Cosby. The next week is R. Kelly. The next week is Chris Brown. Shit, who is it gonna be next week? Is it LeBron James? You know what I'm saying? Who else they coming for? I find it ironic. I told somebody this the other night. I find it ironic that, Drake ain't never was publicly disgraced or got bad publicity. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering, is it because he has a Jewish background? Because that brother, he never get no bad publicity. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to throw or wish anything on that brother, but I be peeping game though. This brother, he got a Jewish background. You never see him get any bad publicity. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking straight facts. You know what I mean? So, family, we got to be careful, man. We can't condemn black people, black leaders, our brothers and sisters. We can't condemn them because the white man told us to come out and condemn them. Because he tell us to do it. Oh yeah, you need to denounce him. You need to condemn him. This is what people try to do to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Okay? This is what they do to the minister. Condemn him, condemn him, condemn him. We don't do that because they tell us to do it. See? We should do it because it's the right thing to do. Okay, but not because somebody told us to do it. That's what's wrong with us. We so damn scared that we bow down to anything that they tell us to do. And then if we do have condemnation or feel a way about our brothers and sisters, we don't do it on live, mainstream, national television. We do it behind closed doors amongst us, one another. See? And it ain't necessarily condemnation or denunciation. It's about correction. It's about redemption. This is what the minister teach. See? Barbara Walters tried to press Minister Farrakhan in that manner about our late brother, late and beloved brother, Dr. Abdul Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Okay? Trying to get the minister to condemn and denounce our brother. But the minister told that lady, Miss Walters, that he is not in a denunciation pattern. He's in a redemption pattern. He believed that our brothers and our sisters, he believed that our people can be redeemed, regardless of our faults. That's why when the minister spoke on R. Kelly, he didn't speak in the brother in the tone of condemnation and denunciation. He spoke in the spirit of redemption. See? But many of us are unforgiving. See? And if we are in the nation, in my opinion, our voices shouldn't speak louder than the ministers if we say that we follow him. You know, I understand that, you know, sisters have bad encounters. And before I even joined the nation, probably 3 or 4 sisters that I've dated before I joined the Nation of Islam had been raped or molested as a child. This is facts. And this is before I joined the Nation of Islam. That I've spoken to women that had these experiences, girlfriends, who they told me this and they had never told anybody else in their families. Their mom, their brothers, their fathers, nobody. And they was revealing this stuff to me and I'm just the boyfriend. Again, this is before I joined the nation. Okay? So, and we all know what the minister said on raping a woman or a child. And we already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff is inexcusable. That is inexcusable. So I won't go in to the, because I've seen the docu-series and all that. I'm not finna go into all that. Okay? Because it's just a bad situation all around. And they got brothers and sisters fighting one another. You know what I mean? And I mean in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Bumping heads. And this is what the enemy's intentions are. This is what they want to do. This is their expertise, is to create mischief and confusion to divide the people of God. See, keep us distracted with docu-series, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and take us off our square. When we are taught to walk our post in the perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. So we have to always question somebody's motives and somebody's intentions for doing something. Why? Because the Holy Quran teaches the Muslim that if an unrighteous person bring you news, look carefully into it, lest you hurt a people in ignorance. Then be sorry for what you did. See, we can hurt many people out of ignorance just because we didn't do the proper research. I'm going to repeat that. We can hurt many people out of ignorance just because we didn't do the proper research. We didn't vet our sources. We didn't do a proper investigation. And we can hurt many people. You know what I'm saying? That can possibly be ignorant. Innocent. Okay? So we don't come out against our brothers and sisters, in my opinion. In the mainstream, because the enemy tried to apply a little pressure. Okay, tried to give us the Farrakhan litmus test that Meghan McCain tried to give Tamika Mallory, our sister Tamika Mallory, tried to give her the Farrakhan litmus test, and even went so far to call the women's movement. Look how arrogant this Satan is. She called the women's movement, that is amalgamation or a mixture of black and white people, all kind of peoples in this movement. They called the Women's March movement anti-Semitic. Look how, this is how far the enemy is willing to go, man. So we as a people have to be discerning. We have to have the power of discernment, man. And we have to have a sense of nationhood. As a people, we have to backdoor certain conversations and discussions, and we cannot fall out with one another and become divided, because if a house is divided against itself, it cannot stand. So we can't agree on little issues or agree to disagree on little issues and still come together and be in unity as a nation or a body of people, black people. Then we will never be successful going up against the real enemy. Okay? We have to have one mind, one spirit, one soul, okay? One body. Okay? We got to be one. Mentally, spiritually, physically, we got to be one. You know what I'm saying? Because Dr. Wesley Muhammad said in the lecture that a nigga can't defeat this white guy. Because he said, because the white man is a god too. He said a nigga can't defeat this God. He said it's only going to take a God to defeat another God. See, it ain't going to be no niggas in the hereafter. It's only going to be gods in the hereafter, not no niggas. See, we got to quit being niggas and get out of that nigga mentality and start and rise above emotions into the thinking of God and come together. And quit condemning and denouncing one another in the public, on mainstream, because Jews and white people are putting pressure on us. We need to backdoor all our discussions and keep them between us, because the enemy is watching these devices. He's looking at these devices, and he got it down to a science so much to where I can mention a restaurant or something. I can mention something over the phone or through a text message, and then when I go to Instagram or Facebook, I will see an ad. I will see an ad of the restaurant or the item or the product or the merchandise or the show, TV show or something that I just mentioned on Instagram. And I mean specific, exactly what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? An ad will pop up, and here they are trying to sell it to me. So you like, damn, is the government listening through these phones, through the microphones, to where that they heard me mention this product or this location? See? You know, and I only encourage us to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Nation of Islam has been around so long, is because of the discipline. You know what I'm saying? The militant mindset. Black people got to become more militant. Quit being so laid back and lazy and slouching, and you know what I'm saying? We got to tighten up. We got to be disciplined. We got to be militant. We got to walk our post in the perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. And cover down and close ranks between brother and brother and sister and brother and sister. If we want to be successful in the land of captivity. This is the land of captivity that we are living in. This ain't even our land. This is a strange land. And we are living amongst a strange people for over 400 years, according to the prophecies in the Bible. You know, but family, again, I thank you, and I appreciate you all for joining this live video. I'm going to be doing some more videos, inshallah, but after Savior's Day is when I'm going to really kick off back with the presentations, you know, and I got some things that I have in mind that I want to start doing on my live streams, and I would just love for brothers and sisters to participate what I'm going to do, because inshallah, your brother, I have plans on giving back to my brothers and sisters and the viewers who come on these live streams and just to hang out with your brother, check on me, man, give me the greetings, man. Y'all don't even understand how much I truly appreciate that coming from you all. So I feel duty bound to do something. Well, I already know what I'm going to do, but I feel duty bound to do something for y'all. Because, like I said earlier, that these cats who's doing these live streams, they don't do nothing for the people. You go to some of these cats' live streams, they got their super chats on, but they don't really get back like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't really do nothing for the people. But besides lying to them about the Nation of Islam, that's one thing that you know what I'm saying? They don't really get back. And I'm not talking about the brothers and sisters that I shout out every time. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these other folks that come at the nation that hate us. I'm talking about them. You know what I'm saying? They don't get back. So I'm about to, you know, but other than that though, before I tap out, family, because I do got to get some rest. I got to be up in the morning. But if any of y'all have any questions, any comments, you know, I don't mind reading them on the live stream before we cut out, you know. I'm here, you know. If you got any questions, let me know. Yeah, I just want to just make sure, like, if y'all ain't got no questions, we gonna cut out, we gonna end this. But don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share the video. I got some stuff coming up. I want to keep y'all up on it. So I'm not saying nothing, family, but I thank you all, man, for tapping in. I thank you all for tapping in. I appreciate you all. Love you all, man. It was good. You know, just stay tuned for my next video. That's all I gotta say. Stay tuned for my next video, and I greet you all as I came with the greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum.